This video is proudly sponsored by Newtype. Tools, accessories, model kits, these guys have it. Hop over to newtypeshq.com and use promo code Otaku for 10% off on your next purchase. Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? And welcome back to another exciting build from the good folks from Bandai, Japan. So why don't we get things started with the 1/100 scale Master Grade Zeta Gundam version 2.0. And without further ado, let's get to it. Welcome back, my dudes and dudettes, to another unique build from the good folks for Bandai. Now, I have always wanted to tackle the perfect grade Zeta Gundam for a little bit over a year or so, but I felt that I need to get my hands dirty in tackling the Master Grade first before I tackle a very expensive model kit and then have like a great deal of regret making mistakes here and there. Then thus, I will be practicing my hands on the Zeta Gundam Master Grade version 2.0. Now, why is this particular one called the 2.0? And I'll tell you right here and now, it's quite unique because this model kit is packed to the brim with tons of weapon accessories, everything down to the Hyper Mega Launcher, to the weapon extender for the Beam Magnum, 2 beam sabers, and a shield, which is pretty much the cockpit area, and a handful of wrist attachments of the grenade launcher packs, 2 figurines, and 1 figurine for the pilot. As for the other side of the box art, you're going to get 2 front and back side representations of this model kit, as well as 3 examples of action poses that you can pull this guy in here. And probably by far the most popular gimmick of this model kit is the transforming feature of the Wave Rider. Now, enough about that. What's inside the box? As always, you are happily greeted with the absolutely beautiful illustration done by Zeta Gundam. Bandai's really pushing the envelope what 2.0 is really all about. But the one thing I love about this manual that sets it apart amongst other Gundam model kit manuals is the extensive amount of detail to do some custom painting to make this guy look as accurate as you can see on the promotional work, as well as the box art that you get this guy in. And I absolutely love that attention to detail. On top of that, it gives you a good glimpse of how to do panel lining around the Gundam head, as well as an extensive color chart to paint the little figurines to your viewing desires. So what can we truly expect from this unique 2.0 build of Zeta Gundam? Well, you get a brief history and story of Zeta Gundam on page 1, followed by page 2 on what tools you'll need for this particular model kit, everything down to a pair of scissors, a good pair of snippers, as well as a good pair of tweezers. Now the tweezers are going to be primarily used for the sticker decals, as well as the dry transfers. But if there's one thing I absolutely love about this model kit, it's the way how it's organized. If you don't want to start with the head and you want to start with the feet, you can go all over the place and make this guy to the way how you want to build him. But the one thing I absolutely love about this instruction manual is the history, and how it started with the 1/44 scale Zeta Gundam, which is pretty much a high grade, followed by the original Master Grade, and then the Granddaddy Perfect Grade. Now, like I said before, I want to tackle the 2.0 first, so that way I get a grasp on what I truly can expect from a Perfect Grade. But once I am done with the 2.0, I will eventually at the end of the year tackle the Perfect Grade and make it look as epic as I could possibly can. As for the following page, gives you a good glimpse on what you can truly do with this unique action base, because apparently it's modular with another Master Grade that came out within the same year. And for the second to final page, gives you a good glimpse on what you can do to apply the sticker and dry transfers onto this model kit. So let's take a look at what we can expect for runners. As always, you get the classic Gundam colors, which is the sea blue, red, orange, yellow, and white. But this kit definitely has a huge emphasis on these little figurines, which I absolutely love. But what's really unique about this model kit, it comes with 3 unique sticker decals. One is the classic sticker decals that you would put over the Gundam eyes, as well as the camera module. Sticker decals, which is great, and dry transfers. Now, I would prefer they had water slide decals with the price around $80, but you know what? You work what you can work with, and I absolutely love it. It's just fine. You get 1 or 2 clear pieces, which is the camera module and the eyes for the Gundam itself, and a handful of red pieces for the feet, as well as the wings for the Wave Rider, a handful of gray pieces for the inner frame, more white and blue pieces, as well as more sea blue pieces, which is great, a handful of other parts for the action base itself, which is a lot apparently, and more inner frame pieces for the thighs, as well as small inner frame pieces for the hips, more sea blue pieces, as well as 2 beam sabers to make some really cool dynamic poses, more blue pieces, as well as the action base to round things off.
feet. Wanna drink round one. Wanna move my 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 feet. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink round one. Wanna move my feet. Wanna drink round one. Wanna drink round one. Wanna move my feet. 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 Wanna drink round one.
Alright, my dudes and dudettes, as this video is wrapping up, I want to share with you guys my thoughts and impressions about this model kit. Now, first and foremost, Zeta Gundam is quite a unique kit, and if there's one thing I really do appreciate is the drastic artistic shift that they went with this unique design. It definitely has some 80s aesthetic design to it, but a little bit more of a 90s feel to it. And I absolutely love those two, like, integrating themselves into one unique mold. In a funny way, the design has very similarities to the Millennium Falcon's early conceptual design. I believe it was done by Joe Johnson. And I absolutely love that because I love that 80s style smooth and angular look while at the same time having that nice like futuristic look to it. I mean, another good example of that is comparing the old school RoboCop versus the new school. Even though the new school looks more modern, let's just be real here. The original RoboCop looks way more futuristic, and I absolutely love that design. So just a fruit for tat. Don't mean to get too nerdy, but that's just the way how I view this particular mobile suit. Now, enough about design aesthetics, let's talk about what really makes this model kit really unique, and that is everything down to the weapon accessories, and most importantly, the action base. Now, this action base is probably the key reason why it is very expensive, because let's just be real here, a master grade size kit usually will set you back like around $40 to $50, where this particular kit will cost around $80, and that would definitely hurt some people. My biggest complaint with this kit when I got out of the box is it was missing some serious amount of pieces, particularly the weapon attachment for this model kit. Now, this has nothing to do with NT. They did their job. This has something to do with the manufacturer. So when you get this kit, make sure you double check to see it has everything you need to make this model kit look really cool. Another key area that definitely needs your attention is the ankle and the weight distribution. Now, the issue with this particular kit is there's a lot of weight in the backpack unit or the Wave Rider attachment, and the ankles themselves can support the weight, but when it comes to trying to put this kit upright, that's when you have some problems because the ankles on this kit aren't on a ball joint. You can only swivel it left and right to make it like stay stationary, but just trying so hard to bend it forward, you have to readjust the knees in a funny way to where it can look like it's standing upright, but it's just gonna look really janky from a different point of perspective. So you're gonna have to play around with it at the same time, try to find ways to make it look really cool. But I can see this is the key reason why Bandai just happened to provided you with an action base, which is great. It's a bit bulky on my taste, but I think it's a nice little compensation to this issue. So, yeah, good on Bandai for that. Now, I know there's a handful of you dudes and dudettes asking yourself, is the kit still able to transform when it's inside the Wave Rider form? Yes! However, this is where I have my biggest complaint with this particular kit. Now, putting judgment aside, this kit's incredible on what they had to do in the time constraints of making this new version, okay? The fact that they made a model kit that is very anime accurate is commendable, and it's incredible. The engineering is flawless, hardly any problems with it. However, since there are so many tight little crevices in this model kit, you are going to be prone to chipping and scraping on your paint job, and that happened to me maybe like 3 times inside the inner cavity area where you have to fold the arms inward. And I was absolutely livid. Absolutely livid. Granted, I give Bandai credit where credit's due for making this guy a reality, but as a custom builder, it is a nightmare. Granted, I had very little problems putting custom LED lights in there. That wasn't the problem. But the way that I had to deal with actually transforming this guy and end up scraping the paint job just floored me. And in retrospect, you're pretty much better off making 2 versions. That might sound weird, but just hear me out. You just have one version that's the Wave Rider and one's just the Gundam, both custom LEDs. Problem solved, right? No, you're gonna end up spending way more money. So, unfortunately in this situation, you have to make a choice. Keep it in Gundam form, or keep it in Wave Rider form. So, in my case, I had to experiment to see was it possible with these LED lights, and it is possible. But on the convenience side, you would be better off just doing 2 versions. That's just me. That's if you have the money to do that. And money, as we all know, is very tight. But on the safe side, just keep it in the Gundam form and you'll be good. is this kit really worth the purchase now with all those concerns I mentioned? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's just this kit is the epiphany of balance. The design aesthetic is rock solid. The transformation is frustrating, but it's cool. The color balance on this kit is great. Every color just works seamlessly with one another. Nothing's overpowering one over the other. It's just great. The face design is a drastic departure from what you expect from classic Gundam, and that's absolutely welcoming. I love that. But at the same time, I'm a big fan of Transformers, and I love the transforming gimmick, so this kit's definitely worth the purchase. But if you don't want to deal with all the hassle of dry transfers and weird obscured action base, pick up the real grade. That is an excellent alternative. I'm not going to be building a wheel grade, but that is an excellent alternative. You don't want to deal with the hassle with this kit. But yeah, I really wish I tackled this kit a lot sooner than I did, but this first-hand experience is definitely getting me excited to build the perfect grade later on. And like that, my dudes and dudettes, we are done with this video, and I want to personally say thank you guys so much for coming in and watching, liking, and subscribing to this channel. It absolutely helps this community grow through these troubling times, and I just want to give a big thank you to people who actually share these videos, whether they're local or across the globe. You know, we're all in this together, and if I can somehow make content for you dudes to take your mind off through these troubling times, I feel like I'm doing my job, and that is going to continue on pushing me to keep on making content on a weekly basis. So just want to take the time to say thank you guys so much for making this a reality, because I actually love what I'm doing. And as always, I will see you dudes and dudettes on the next video. Later.